Off.
What is going on, everybody? What's up? So I've got a headset in because I want to be super duper clear. But let me know if you guys can hear me or not. But welcome to 7-Figure Friday, where we pick the hottest, the best, the 7-figure earners in the home-based industry. And we don't just want to have like a regular interview. We want to, put them on the spot. We want to find out the good stuff, the juicy stuff. We want to find out the dirt that's going on, right? So let's introduce this guy. And again, let me know if you can hear me. Okay, cool. Everybody can hear me. His name is John Maximus Melton. I don't know if that's his real name, but he is the absolute sorcerer when it comes to building a network marketing business. He's got info products. This dude I'm just happy to have him on 7-Figure Friday. I'm just pumped out of my skull to have the John Melton. I mean, it takes a special person to have I should actually put that in the title. 7-Figure Friday with the John Melton should have been the title. This guy has been in the home-based business industry for 15 years. He's built teams in the thousands, tens of thousands. I mean, this guy is, people, they stop, they hail. He gets. What else can I say about John? He always gets a front parking spot. That's a fact. He never has like unshiny shoes. Okay, so this is a guy that you want to listen to. Okay, just look at his face. You may think he has a ring light on, but he doesn't. Okay, he does not have a ring light. That is just his face. Okay, so this is a guy that you want to listen to. And I'm going to ask you, go ahead and share this out because I'm sure he's going to drop some absolute nuggets. And this is, a lot of people drop nuggets, but a lot of people don't drop the nugget with the sauce. This guy brings it all, okay, and a free drink. So take out your notes, okay? We are going to allow you to ask some questions just like we always do on 7-Figure Friday, okay? So we'll ask some questions. But I have a list of questions that John isn't prepared for, okay? So get that. So go ahead, click the share button, okay? Do that because sharing is caring, all right? Click the share button. And let's bring him out. John Melton, what's up, my man?
What's up, brother?
Man, you tell me, man. You got it, baby. You got it, man. For everyone that's living under a rock that obviously just doesn't know who John Melton is, let's go ahead and stop that right now. But let's what do we need to know about John Melton? How'd you get started in network marketing to begin with, man? Like where'd that come from? How'd you do that? Because you seem like I'm just curious. I would like to sponsor you if that's okay with you.
Yeah. So I was a community college dropout. Well, I guess at the time I was going to community college. I was waiting tables, and one of my well, he wasn't even a friend actually. He was kind of an enemy in high school. But at the time, we were cool. We didn't have a problem anymore. His girlfriend waited tables with me. So I used to smoke. We were out back smoking cigarettes, just talking about stuff. I was talking about how I hate school. I was talking about how and I just want to get rich. And I was kind of like joking around, but kind of serious,
Right.
She's like, you got to talk to Mike. And I'm like, dude, Mike doesn't like me. Like, we do not get along. Like, I guess we're cool, but not really. She's like, no, he's cool. I told him about you, and he wants to show you something. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. I don't understand. What does he want to show me? And I really wasn't skeptical because I was so skeptical of being an employee and going to school and getting a degree. And so I was probably just a bright, red, shiny apple, right? Like I was just very, very open. And I don't remember how it all went down, but I remember Mike picked me up, brought me out to a meeting, and I thought it was like an interview. I didn't know what it was. And I remember thinking everybody was very friendly. I was like, dude, I've never had so many people ask me questions. Like they're asking me about baseball and they're asking me about school and what I like to do. And, and I'm just like, it's just so weird. Like everybody's so cool and positive. Obviously I didn't know what they were all doing. It's just forming me and getting to know me. Right. Like it's just funny. But But I don't know, man. I saw residual income and saw the concept, and I bought it hook, line, and sinker. I was like, dude, this just makes sense. Like, everybody I know buys products like this anyway. So, you know, and I just, so you know, the first company I joined is no longer around, but they were selling lotions, potions, pills, water filters, skincare, hair care, and cleaning products. So I'm like, you know, people want to lose weight. People, you know, wash their clothes and wash their dishes. And, you know, people buy, you know, lip balm, and they buy, you know, supplements. I'm like, this just makes sense. Like, why wouldn't I do this? And, oh, okay, our water is dirty. I'm like, well, that's a problem. I could sell that. Like, I literally was just a bright red shiny apple. I mean, I just bought it hook, line, and sinker. I joined, I got started. I was so excited. I told all my friends, like, bro, I'm getting rich. You got to get in on this thing. and everybody was skeptical. Nobody wanted to listen to me. And I was frustrated in the beginning because I couldn't believe that people didn't get it. You know, they're like, oh, is that like Amway? Like, bro, I didn't even know what Amway was. There
right, you're like,
back then. So it wasn't like I could just go online and Google something. You know what I mean? So
right.
I literally had no idea what this profession was all about. But I was definitely a person that saw the opportunity and just ran with it. And even though I didn't do very well in the first couple of years, I probably spent more than I made. Those first 2 years, like the personal development that we went through, and just, you know, struggles that we had, and just, you know, all of the meetings that we did and all the recruiting. And I got really comfortable doing phone calls. I got really comfortable doing presentations, even though, Ryan, for like a year and a half, maybe not a year and a half, but at least a year, dude, I wouldn't even do a testimonial. I was so terrified of public speaking, like mortified, terrified, like trembling like a little bee. Like, I wouldn't even go in front of the room and say, my name is John. I made $1,000 last month. Thank you. Like, I wouldn't do anything ever. There was people in my downline, people on my team that were doing presentations before I was.
That's crazy. And that's a good thing too, because hell, I think we all want that. We all kind of, you know, want our downline to like surpass us. Who would love, I mean, you know, that's the best story, man. So that's awesome, man. You're the way you got involved, man. Man, so I'm curious, you know, you said something that, you know, I was trying to take like one thing that really stuck out to me. First 2 years in network marketing, you said, hey, I spent more money than I made. So chances are, I'm going to throw a Hail Mary out here, but chances are there's some people on here watching that, or even watching the recording or watching live with us, that have spent more money than they're making. So what's advice? I mean, what were you thinking? So what were you thinking for 2 years? Let me see. We kind of broke up a little bit. Uh-oh. All right, so we lost John. Okay, so we'll see if we can get John back. So curious in the comment section. So let me know in the comment section if you have been spending more money than you're making, and he's back. Okay, this way or whatever. So in the comment section, let us know. Let us know if you're one of those people that's been spending more money than you're making. Pop a number 1 in the comment section. But John, for those people that are spending more money than they're making, you know, one thing that I got from this mastermind retreat this past weekend was, you know, instead of looking at what people do and, oh man, it's so awesome how the universe works. I actually forgot about this, but it came back. I love it. For what's going through your head those 2 years you're not making money, but you're spending more money? What's going through your head? What's your thought process? Because I know a lot of people probably have this negative thought process, but it puts them in this funk. So what was your thought process not making much money or money at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing for me is I knew that it was a long-term business, and they kept talking about, like, once you get to this rank, you know, you're gonna be making more money. And, you know, I don't know, I guess I just understood the fact that I was building a business, right? And I was very aggressive, very competitive. So I did a really good job. I feel like the first 6 months were pretty rocky, but I feel probably about that 6 to 12 month mark, somewhere in that time frame, where I started getting a pretty good grasp on things. But, you know, the truth is, in that business, it's very different than the way we build today. Like, nowadays I build all on Facebook, and you know, I don't do all the stuff I did before. But, you know, 15 years ago, it was really important for you to spend money to go to events. So they had an event every month in the company I was in, and those events, the tickets were like $200 to $400 every time, plus travel expenses. And again, they were once a month. Then on top of that, we had desk rent. So we had to pay to rent half a desk or a full desk. And we were working out of offices. Plus we were running ads, or you were paying money to have access to resumes. So we would either run ads on Monster or Career Builder. And if you weren't running ads, or you could be doing both, you would pay to have access to the resume database. So there was a lot of money spent every single month. We had a lot of overhead, plus you're buying products, right? So, so there was a lot of expense. And that was, so I was making money. I think I was making money most months. Like, I don't really remember. I just remember overall, at the end of 2 years, when the company got down, I probably invested and spent more than I actually made in profits. But I was also 21, 22. Like, I knew I was young. I knew it took time. You know, they beat you up so much about having long-term vision, embracing the ups and downs and the emotional roller coaster, and, you know, people wanting to quit. But it's like, you know, what else was I going to do? That was really my mindset. I was waiting table, living at home with my parents. So I was really in the perfect situation. It's not like I had man bills like I do now, right? I didn't have any kids. I didn't have a mortgage payment. I didn't have, you know, I probably had a car payment, but it wasn't much. Like, I didn't really have much overhead outside of the business expenses. Cause again, I'm living at home with my parents. Like, so for me, I, like, you know, I don't care how hard it is or how long it takes. Even if it took me 10 years to get to 10 grand a month, in my mind, it would be worth it. Right. Because back then to make 10,000 a month is like astronomical.
Right.
So I think it was just having that long-term vision and realizing that there was nothing else I would prefer doing.
I like that, man. I like it, dude. That's awesome, man. So you mentioned something. Let's kind of play off this long-term vision. You know, a thing that I think that, you know, a lot of us in this industry just really we just struggle when it comes to creating a long-term vision, man. You know, what advice, you know, the person that doesn't really focus that much on vision, or says, phooey, that's poppycock or whatever, you know, what do you say? I mean, because I'm sure, I mean, you've got a pretty large team. I know some pretty cool people on your team. I mean, there's some pretty good looking people on there. I won't name any names, but anyway, you know, when it comes to, you know, you can see. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said you attract who you are, you know?
Yeah, you do, man. You just attract who you are. But, I mean, I'm sure you see people and you're just like, man, you know, that person's just swinging and missing on vision. You know, if that person came to you and said, hey, John, I think I'm really swinging and missing right here on this vision thing, what's your advice to people that just kind of struggle with vision?
Well, it's just funny to me, because it's like, how long does it take to build up a retirement income? Like, most people retire in their 60s.
Right.
So you have to have long-term vision before most of us are in that retirement age. And then there's people that are retired and they're still working at Walmart part-time, right? Like, you know, the whole set of, like, you know, needing that today money is just funny, because this is a business you are building. It's like investing in real estate, or you invest in the stock market, or you're building a traditional business. Like, you have to understand that it takes money to make money, that it takes a while to turn a profit, that most businesses, like, if they just look up the regular statistics on traditional business, I think the stats are like, it takes 3 to 5 years for the average business to turn a profit, and 90% of them fail. They don't even get to that 3 to 5 year mark. Like, you have to have that vision of, like, what you want to accomplish. And I will say, for me to have that mindset when I was so young, and I was a community, because eventually I dropped out of community college to do network marketing full time. For me to have that mindset, what I needed, Ryan, and what most people watching this need, is they need to surround themselves with people that are like-minded, that have a similar vision, that have a similar mindset, philosophy. And a lot of that can be done online these days, like them plugging into this interview series that you do every Friday. That can help them, right? Because if you hear enough successful people talk about failing in the beginning and having ups and downs, but eventually it was all worth it to get to that 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure business, understand that this is a very normal thing to suck, to not make money. It's a very normal part of the process. It's like, bro, how bad do you want it, right? Like, so, you know, for me, going to events was a big deal. I still, today, I was telling Nadia the other day, I feel like I need an event right now. Like, I feel a little weird because I haven't been to an event in like right? So,
Right.
so to me, event, surrounding yourself with people that are, big dreamers. They're people that are taking action. Like when you surround yourself with people like that and you put yourself in the same environment, you can't help but stay fired up. Typically when people lose the fire or when they lose that long-term vision, it's when they start hanging out with average people. They're doing average stuff. They're not acting, they're hanging out, doing, the normal stuff, right? Like going to the movies, watching TV, watching, ESPN for 2 hours. Instead of building your own dreams, you're watching other people live their dreams. When you go to the movies, I love going to the movies. I went to the movies last night and watched Spider-Man, but I'm watching other people perform and go out there and create their dreams, right? They're making their dreams come true, and I'm paying for a ticket to go watch them do it. And it's okay sometimes, but that's people's problem. Like you hear about people that failed and failed and failed and failed and failed their way to the top, and eventually they created Disney World, right? Eventually, they created success in sports, right? You play baseball, like how that play baseball when they were young, like you did, but you were one of the few that made it to the big leagues and made it to the higher levels, because I guarantee you probably had some raw talent, but I guarantee you also outworked them. And that's the truth. You have to have that long-term vision, and you better find something you also like doing. So for me, I wasn't like going to meetings. I wasn't hanging out with like-minded people being like, God, I hate being around these people. Like, I loved it.
Right.
And I actually feel weird now when I hang out with my normal friends. Like, I like hanging out with them, but I can't do it for very long because what matters to them doesn't matter, right? Like, the way they look at the world is different than the way I look at the world. And it's not just income stuff. There's so much more to it, like the way we raise our children, our beliefs in business, our beliefs with finances, what we enjoy doing with our free time. Like there's just a lot of things that are very different. But when I hang out with Ray Higdon, when I hang out with you, when I hang out with people that are like-minded, right? When I get around those types of people like Jesse Lee Ward, like they make you feel like you can accomplish your goals because they're out there accomplishing their goals.
Right. Right. No, that's powerful, man. That's powerful. I'm going to just give a suggestion really quick. At this moment, you may want to mark it down like moment 20 or around like minute 15. You may want to rewind that because that's some powerful stuff. You may want to tag a teammate or something because that is powerful, my friends. And just so you know, we haven't even gotten to the stuff on here. We just been, talking about, what the beginning was like. So damn. Let's look at something here. I think you kind of covered, some investing and coaching and things like that. Suggestions on, making your first $1,000 a month. Cause I know I'm a person that, our goal is to just help as many people as we can. Help $1,000 a month. I feel like that's the hardest thing for most people to do in network marketing because I know for sure it's way harder to make $1,000 a month than it is to make $10,000 a month. So your suggestions on anybody that's watching this that is not making $1,000 a month yet, has never made $1,000 a month yet, what do you see is the most common factor in saying, you know what, this person, that's how quickly they got to $1,000 a month, or this is the person that's going to pump out $1,000 a month, people on their team. So what would you say to
that? There's problems here, like talk to more people, take more action.
Right.
But the truth is, for some people, they just have more credibility. They have a better skill set in communicating. They have more influence. So them getting to $1,000 a month is relatively easy for them, because they've been doing what they've been doing a while, because they built up a reputation, because they have that influence over their network. They'll fly through the comp plan, right? Like I recently recruited a top earner in a different company. She was making, 15 grand a month on average. And she came over to the company we're in, right? Julie Burke. And she's instantly flying through the comp plan and is already halfway to top ranks in the company. But you can't compare yourself to her because she's already been making six figures in network marketing, right? So a lot of us get compared, and we compare ourselves to other people that are asking us or than us, and you start to get frustrated. You're like, how are we doing so much better? Well, first of all, you don't know what kind of price they paid. You don't know their background. You don't know how many people they know. And the truth is, it is as simple as talk to more people. Like, I just knew that if I knew people were joining every day.
Right.
I knew people were joining the marketing business every day, and people were joining the company I was in every single day. So it's like, if people are joining every day and people are joining network marketing every day, I just need to talk to enough people to get to the ones that say yes. And all the while leads, and I'm getting better. See, that's the thing. It's like, someone says to me, and I get this every day, I'm having trouble with recruiting. I'm like, well, first of all, stop saying that. Second of all, the reason you're struggling with recruiting is because of either a skill set or a mindset. Like, when you're talking to people, are you excited? Do you know how to answer questions? Do you know how to listen and know when to speak? Do you understand how to transition and overcome objections without seeming like you're convincing? And listen, none of this is easy. You can't just say, oh, just read this script and there you go. Or just buy this course and when you're done, you will sign up one. It really is an experimental thing. Like, you have to experiment on people and experiment going through the nose and just testing it out. And eventually you kind of get it dialed in. And even when you have it dialed in and you feel like you're pretty good at closing, you feel like you're pretty good at enrolling new people, you're still going to have bad months. Mm-hmm. You're still going to have times where you don't do well, right? Now, I know this for me, I also track my numbers, and I pay close attention to how many people I'm exposing. Expose 20 people to my business, whether it's the products or the business or both. I know that I'm going to get a decent percentage of those people to actually join, right? I know I'm going to get a decent amount of those people to enroll. Typically, for every 20 people that I expose, I'm going to enroll 4 to 6 of them. Now, sometimes it's a little bit higher than that. Sometimes it's a little bit less. But at the end of the day, I know that if I expose X amount of people, I'm going to get some enrollments. I'm going to get some people on board. And the other thing, too, is I also pay to quality people that join my team or that my team is introducing me to.
Yes.
So if you introduce me to an A player, someone with influence, someone that knows a lot of people, I would stay in touch with them as if they were my own personal prospect. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, I would work with them. If they did join the team, I would work with them as if I enrolled them personally.
That's awesome, man.
Now, another thing that I do as well is I'll actually feed my lions. Now, this is kind of a little off topic, but I get to a point where I'm too busy. I can't enroll everybody, especially people that don't have, like, people that need a lot of hand-holding and they need a lot of support and layered leadership. So I'll actually refer people to my other top leaders. So that way my top leader is like, hey, that's pretty cool. John's giving me a lead. But on top of that, that new person needs help and I'm unavailable because I'm on an interview right now with you, right? They have another person that they can reach out to besides just me. So they have layered leadership. So these are just some little things that.
No, that's powerful, man. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's really, really, really powerful stuff. So that leads me to one of the questions that's on here. So you said, okay, cool. I'm exposing 20 people a day or X amount of people per day, and I'm closing, let's just say 4 to 6 people of those 20. Now, those other 20 people, I know that there's this concept in network marketing. Some people get it, some people don't. But do you agree with if you don't have that secondary offer, whether it's your own product or whether it's an affiliate program or whatever, something like that, can you explain the kind of leaving money on the table with the other, 12 people that said no or didn't sign up? How would you explain that to someone that just maybe just doesn't get it or really trying to find that balance? Because I know some people are like, well, I'm looking over here. How can I do this over here? And it's like, well, how do you find that balance for someone that knows that if they don't have that, back pocket offer, they're leaving money on the table, but they struggle with balance?
So that's an interesting question because I think it depends on when you're asking me this question, how I'm going to answer it, just to be honest, because there's pros and cons to having multiple income streams. Like I'll give you an example. There's a girl on my team, and she's not on my team anymore because she's the typical shiny ball syndrome person. Like, she's a new thing. And this girl was trying to create a course. And I'm like, I don't want to say her name just in case, but she's like, hey, I'm creating a course. And I'm like, you're creating a course? How? About what? Like, she's never made money in network marketing. So to me, for that to create a course makes no sense. You know, that's just my opinion, right? So it really depends on the person and what they've got going on. You know, I think it's beneficial for somebody like you that's building a following, building a brand, that's achieved success, you know, because it's interesting, right? Like, I'll tell people when they say, well, I don't know what to teach people. I don't know what to do videos about. I'm like, what are you learning? What personal development are you doing? Right? Do videos. But there's a big difference in doing videos that are generic in nature and just putting out what you're learning, and then actually selling coaching, selling courses, creating a, you know, writing a book, making a script book. Like, there's a fine line there. Now, at the same time, too, there are companies out there where you can be an affiliate and promote their stuff. But even that, it's, you know, like I was talking to these guys yesterday, and they own a software company that, you know, it's a tool for network marketers. It's an app, like a lead system and all this. And I'm like, you know, that stuff is cool. But I will say this, it also has an affiliate side to it. And it's, you know, again, if you're bringing people into your business and you know you need them to focus on something, it can be a little tricky to say, hey, you should be a network marketer in.
Right.
Am I still there? I had a call come in.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
Tricky line, and you should this thing. And oh, by the way, this, and there's trainings. You know, it's massive overwhelm. So in my opinion, people should start, get that thing profitable, get that thing spin with it. Now, then maybe is a slippery slope. You're us creating courses, and the main reason we started creating courses, we had so many people in our net years ago, like 11 and 12 media and how to build online. So we went on a quest to learn it. I started studying Gary being some of these, like, you know, attraction.
John, you're breaking up, man. I'm not sure if you know, we got some, you're breaking up just a little bit. I'm not sure, like the internet may be kind of a little choppy. Let's see. Let's see. Is there a way to tell?
Looks like it's full bars on this phone.
Okay, cool. Uh-oh. So we lost him again. So we'll get him back. But just good stuff so far, guys. And so we're at about 30 minutes. So what we'll do is we'll open it up for Q&A. Okay, so we'll take like 3 questions. All right. So when John gets back, we'll take like 3 questions. So post your questions. I can see them. I can see them below. Okay. And so if you got questions. Yeah, I know, he disappeared. He's like Houdini. So if you got questions, so we're at that 30-minute. Yeah, I know it's been breaking up a little bit, dude. But you know, I think you know, everybody's been just getting some serious value. So we're at that 30-minute mark, man. And I just want to say, dude, just like I almost had to take the shirt off. It got so hot in here, man. But we'll open it up for like maybe 2 questions. Two questions. That cool? Yeah. I know we both got busy days, and we've got some phone calls lined up and all that good stuff. But let's take 2 questions. So we'll take 2. So pop your questions, and as you guys are posting those, you know, when did you make your, you know, it's a curious question I ask everybody that's on this broadcast. When did you make your first 7 figures, and, you know, how did it feel? And, you know, if you had to do it all over again, if you lost all your money today, how would you make 7 figures again?
Well, this will be our first year cracking 7 figures. And,
congratulations. Congratulations for making it on the show.
Yeah, man. So last year we did just under $500,000.
Nice.
And you know, this year we'll blow by 7 figures. I'm not sure what the final numbers will be, obviously, because it's only July. But we're probably already close to 7 figures. And, it's kind of crazy too, because, it's like I was saying before about compare-itis, because, we've been doing this 15 years and we felt like we should have been here sooner, but everybody thinks that. Everybody thinks they're further along. So I ignore those stupid thoughts, because it's like, dude, you're going to get there when you get there, whether you get there fast or slow. And here's the thing. It's not about getting there. It's about keeping it there. Ooh. That's the hard part. In my opinion, based on what I've seen over the years, because I've seen people get to 7 figures and a year or two later, they lost it, right? Because their company didn't work out. They were in a get rich quick deal. And that's the other thing, when it comes to these shiny ball syndrome people, right? Where it's like, oh, I've been in this thing for 3 months and I'm not rich yet. So let me go off to the next thing. And then let me, see if that one, I just get lucky and hit it at the right time. And they're jumping from deal to deal. Like, let me get a power leg. Let me get this thing on the ground floor. I want to be the top, and the truth is, and it may work out. You may actually get lucky, get in something, make a bunch of money, but are you going to actually build it long-term with that company? See, if you look around, there's not a lot of companies that go through this big growth spurt and then they continue to grow or they continue to maintain. Most companies that go like this, they're a pop and drop, right? They pop and drop. So, that really is, in my opinion, a big deal. And part of the reason, back to what we were talking about before, that's why we wanted to create our own courses, because we had so many people that wanted to learn what we were doing. And we figured, why not create a program that we could sell to people that we're not going to recruit, but they want to know what we're doing,
Right. No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome, dude.
And that's definitely helped us along the way. And to be honest, until this year, when our network marketing business just doubling and just every month, just so much growth, we were really more focused on our training business, but then our network marketing business just took off like a rocket ship, and we can make 7 figures and our network marketing business.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. People, you can do it too. John is just a normal guy with some extraordinary mindset and skill sets, because he's just developed it, man. So I know I saw a question pop up. We got a question from Geneva. So Geneva asked a question earlier. Do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
She's been trying. Yeah. See, Geneva, if you want to be like a 7-figure earner, she said that she's been holding off on Game of Thrones. Maybe your breakthrough is right next to Game of Thrones, Geneva. So she's got an interesting question. At what point is it okay to post your products or opportunity on your page without being spammy?
So now it's breaking up on my end. So am I still breaking up?
You're clear. Am I breaking up?
A little bit.
Okay.
I mean, as long as you guys can hear me, fine. So I always teach the 80-20 rule. I would say.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. You could, or what we like to call nonchalant, talk about, kind of casually mentioning your product, your team, your system, but just not doing it all the time. And then once a week, you should do a very direct post sharing benefits, sharing testimonials of your product or your business. But you got to be careful. You can't make income claims and you can't make health claims. So you got to be careful on that. Like, you can show before and afters. That's why I love selling a weight loss product, and my team crushes at selling weight loss, because it's a before and after picture. You're not guaranteeing anything. You're not saying this lowers your blood pressure, your cholesterol, but we all know that naturally does happen when you lose weight and you get in shape, right? So it's definitely something you should promote, but you got to be careful. Like, I see people that never promote their products or business. Like, that's not smart. Right. That promote their stuff 3 times a day.
Right.
It's like every post is like, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky that I have business, so I can, spend time with my daughter. And then later in the day, I'm so glad that I have a weight loss product, so I'm actually feeling better, losing weight. And then like later in the day at nighttime, they're doing a live video talking about. It's just like, dude, you're selling it too much,
right?
Or just going to raise their resistance. And your goal online is to raise curiosity.
Heavy. That's big. So, find that balance, you know what I mean? And I think, what John also is, saying here, guys, is, once you find that balance, if you engage with your audience too, you can find out, whether or not your audience is really digging something or if they're not digging something. Because, I do feel like, even though this is just kind of general, guys, when you're doing things like that on social media, engage with people, I always tell people, guys, you want engagement, but you got to go out there and engage with people. If you want engagement, if you want people to like your post, comment, share, all that stuff, but you can't be the person that doesn't do any of that. Okay. Yeah. But if you do engage with your audience and you talk to them, and you ask questions, it's like people that tell you no. That's a good thing. Ask them why they tell you no. You may be able to improve on some things and get 3 people to tell you yes. Okay. Yeah. So we'll do one more question and then we'll shut it down. I saw one kind of up here. Let's see. So I can't find them. So, okay. What was the major breakthrough that turned your biz and life around? I think you kind of covered that. I think you just kind of, it was was there like one moment, I guess, that, was like a aha moment? It was probably, meeting Nadia, right? So,
I'll tell you what finally made me 6 figures for the first year since then. It was when I started going after A players. When I started really honing in on like, okay, that person, realtor, that person owns a business. When I started targeting those individuals and I started recruiting those types of people, not only did a higher percentage of them join the team, they were more open-minded, but they actually, the better they did. It was hilarious. Like I remember 2008, I had a real estate appraiser that blew up. I had a real estate broker that blew up. I had an attorney that blew up and a guy that owned his own construction company. And actually, I had two guys that owned, Steve Rinker. I remember Craig Maynard, Steve Rinker, Brad Valhall. These guys all lived in the same county in Maryland. And they were all self-employed, all business-minded, and they all joined and blew it out of the water. And
that's awesome.
Forward, ever since 2008, I've always recruited people that have, and here's the definition of an A player: self-employed, business owner, whatever, someone that's making or has made 6 figures in a job or
anywhere
business. They've successfully built a network marketing business. Those are the 3 types of A players.
That's heavy, man. That's heavy. That's heavy, because
my top leaders, guess what? They all fit into that category. They've all either made 6 figures in a job, made 6 figures and done well in network marketing or direct sales, and or have.
That's powerful.
Does not mean you don't recruit other people, because at one point, when I joined network marketing at 21 years old, I didn't have any background in network marketing. Never made 6 figures, didn't own a business. So you still talk to everybody. But you have to realize that recruiting me at 21 is not as good as recruiting me at 35.
Right. No, that's so powerful, man. It was funny at this last mastermind retreat, when Ray was talking, it wasn't in a training. It wasn't like a training setting that he said this, but he said it and he goes, yeah, dude, when I was building a network marketing business, I mostly recruited, people in real estate and people that own businesses. And then you look at his network, business owners, real estate, and people that are already in network marketing, doing well. There you go.
I get it.
Weird. Just saying, a little weird. So let's wrap it up, man. I know you're a busy man, dude. I just want to say thank you for coming out 7 Figure Friday, blessing us with your presence and the light that you just beam throughout just being John Melton. You're just an absolutely just awesome leader, man. Love you to death, dude. Dude, you're everywhere. So if you want to take another note from John, dude, the guy is absolutely everywhere. Okay. Just everywhere. He's like, Ty Lopez or something, just everywhere, so, dude, you're the man. Love you, man. Reach out to John, say thank you. Shoot him a friend request. I know he's got a free Facebook group called My Lifestyle Academy, right?
Yep, mylifestyleacademy.com.
Awesome. Go to mylifestyleacademy.com, improve your lifestyle. Go to the academy. Reach out to John. Again, guys, tell him thank you. Man, just send him a message, send him a gift, send him a gift basket. I don't know. Do something nice for him, okay? Guys, that's the end. Make sure you tune in every Friday for 7 Figure Friday. We have a huge lineup to have a full year of 7 Figure Fridays just like this. So, guys, make sure you mark your calendar. The times are to be determined because we allow these 7 Figure ones to grace us with their time. So we want them to be on their time. So, guys, have an amazing weekend. Go back and watch the replay. Tag a friend, tag a teammate. Share this out if you haven't shared it already. And that is a wrap for 7 Figure Friday, guys. See you later. Peace.